we were in our early 20s, my wife became pregnant with our first child. We were both thrilled and spent our time preparing for the baby. Everything went smoothly until a few months before the child was due. My wife became desperately ill, and the weight of carrying a child gradually started to become too much for her. Just 2 weeks before she was meant to give birth, she fell into a coma. I was devastated. I cried for days on end, visited my wife every week. Slowly, my devastation turned into resentment, and very quickly, that resentment became utter loathing. I hate our unborn child for doing this. It had ravaged through her body, stripping away all the things I loved about her. I swore to avenge my wife, and by doing this, I would strive to save as many pregnant women as possible. I went back to my job at the ice cream shop, and I thought about how I was going to do this. After a few weeks, a stroke of genius struck me. That night, I slipped down to the pharmacy and bought some abortion pills. I ground them up and mixed them in the ice cream. The women would never know. I continued doing this until I retired, and every time I served a pregnant woman, my heart would rejoice, and I'd serve them an extra large portion. They would smile at me and thank me, and I would grin and say, "You're welcome." They had no idea what a great favor I had done for them. And I continued visiting my wife every week until she died at the age of 27. I asked to take her back for a burial, and the people at the hospital agreed. Before lowering her into the ground, I kissed her and removed some of her blood. I etched the words, "You will be avenged," on her tombstone, and every time I served a pregnant woman, I used my wife's blood to draw a line on that stone. By the end of my career, there were 9 marks on her tomb, one for every month that she had suffered. The faces of the expectant mothers still haunt me, but it doesn't matter. My wife had been avenged, and I could finally rest easy after all these years.